Hi, my name is Gambit, and I'm posing one of the largest questions that the world has yet to answer. What would the world look like if we had never created currency? Where would we be today? And what would we have accomplished? I'm hoping to answer some of these questions today, thanks to a tad bit of research and a little bit of help from ChatGPT. I'm aware many of you fear AI and what it's currently capable of, and what kind of power we might give it in the future. Now, again, these are all understandable. These are all problems that are completely understandable, and yeah, they should be addressed. However, nobody can ignore that currency as a whole is ruining society. Now, I don't care what side of the spectrum you're on. I don't care whether you're left-leaning, right-leaning. I am non-political. This has zero to do with anything political. No, we need to rid the world of currency. No more money for anyone. Why? Because money dictates who owns what. Money dictates who owns who. Money dictates who's in charge. Money dictates whether you go to jail or not. Money dictates whether you live or die. Why is paper controlling our lives more than we are? Why? Now, I've been posing this question for a few weeks now, and I've made two videos since sort of expressing my views on the topic. But the more I get into it, the more I can't help but continue asking people why they need money. Aside from paying people, for their basic needs, which should already be met because we are all very well off if we just come together, all it would require us to do is reallocate resources from one country to another country solely due to mutual understanding of human needs. Are we really saying, as world leaders, are you guys actually saying that you care more about the money than you do about the people? Since when did we start electing people like this? Since when did we start putting people in charge of us like this? None of this makes any sense to me. Because logic and reason sort of dictates the fact that monetary gain only leads to more problems. Okay? While some are getting ahead, it then segregates the ones that are falling behind. Now, that's not a race issue. That's just an issue. I thought we got rid of segregation years ago, didn't we? But segregation never went away because we never got rid of the sole the sole reason behind it. The thing that created the segregation in the first place. It was advances in technology over others. It was having more money, more resources than others. If America used as much money as it does to pay for a $1.6 million campaign to just simply reallocate some of our resources to countries that have literally nothing in them, not only would we have additional allies, but more so, even the ones that have quote-unquote nothing in them, they still have their own resources to allocate themselves. Because I'm sure, just because they can't eat their abundance of wood and timber and what have you, doesn't mean they themselves can't export it to areas that do need it, that can't deforest. See what I'm getting at? It's a constant give and take. Just because you give to this person, it doesn't mean that they have to give back to you. No, they can give back to this person, or this person, or this person. It's a matter of they give, you give, they take, and give back. Life is simple. The world is simple. It's the ones in charge who are making it hard. They're making it hard on the individual. There is no reason for this. They shouldn't be deciding what happens to us just because it'll make them more money. When did your morals come into question? No. When did your morals become obsolete? When did somebody buy out your morals? And if you still have your morals, then why aren't you doing anything about it? And if your reason is because your morals don't align with it, my question now is why? Why don't your morals align with the prosperity of mankind? What is your problem? Why do you do this to us? And why are you doing this to yourself? I may sound angry, and that's probably because I am. I'm furious. I can't stand the sight of somebody waving around their money like they're better than me. I can't stand the sight of somebody putting their belongings in front of me and making me feel bad about what I have. Don't feel bad for what you have. Because unlike them, we worked for it. We did our job. In fact, our job was keeping them afloat. I thought it was their job to keep us afloat. When did the people at the bottom start carrying the people at the top? Didn't Abraham Lincoln himself say that we need to uphold the citizens of our country together as one? I'm sure Martin Luther King said something very similar too. In fact, all of these great names, people say, we followed them. We followed them. You may have followed them, but you did not listen. You did not hear their teachings. You did not listen to their words. You did not take on their practices. You were not obedient to it. And for anyone who says, well, I have, then I commend you. I congratulate you. Because on the same token, those who claim they did and didn't are the ones that are lost now. Those are the ones that I'm calling out to now. This is a chance for redemption. World leaders will fall. They come, they rule, they leave. But humanity as a whole is a constant. So, whether we come to this conclusion now and save ourselves some time, or we wait till the rest of the world is dead, I'll be waiting. Patiently. Quietly. But I'll be waiting. I won't stop making videos. In fact, I am back. I will be making more. Because I can't just sit in silence and let this happen. I've been stuck for too long. And I know many, many, many people are also stuck. We don't have to be stuck anymore. We, as a population, have the power to uproot all tyranny, dismantle all civilization, and remove all those in power. We have the ability. We have the numbers. We have the manpower. We have the opportunities. We are the people of these countries that they are controlling. So let me ask you, where do we go from here? And who is gonna make the decision? Us or them? Do we sit and wait? Do we act on our own? I am not calling any violence to anybody. In fact, I am trying to prevent all wars from happening. If only the world leaders would listen. If only the world leaders would listen. All it takes is the abolishment of currency. Money is of no object. A piece of paper does not control my life. And my soul is worth more than a few cents. I am worth more than you can pay. And so are you. It's time we prove it and show them and decide that money will not control us. Be rid of it. I'm sure enough of us have enough of their money in our wallets, don't we? Don't we? Oh, but that's right. It's not our money. Because if we damage it, we get in trouble. Don't we? So it's not even our money? Like, even when the government hands it to us, even when a clerk gives you what you think that you have earned, even still, you cannot set that money on fire. Even still, you cannot cut it. Even still, you cannot tear it without getting in trouble. Sure, you could do it in your own time and whatnot, but it's a matter of doing it as a spectacle to prove to people that you don't need it anymore. Why is that against the law? Why is burning money that you earned against the law? Oh, that's right. Because it takes away from what the government actually has. Because it's not yours. You're borrowing it from them. It's not yours. Even the money isn't yours. How can you be buying things with something that isn't even yours? See? It's a construct. It's bullshit. I can't help but wonder why. Why are so many people under the control of this? if we all band together as a whole and decide no more, what can they do to us? If we decide no more work, okay. No more government assistance. No more money. I'm not gonna accept your money. No. No. Why don't we do that? Here, it's on the house. Take it home. Let your family enjoy it. See, we save that for people we like, right? Why don't we only save it for people we like? Why do we save it for only people we like? It's not even really yours. It belongs to the business you work at. And you just give it for free. Again, these are scenarios that happen all the time. These are situations where we've all been in. We've all been in situations where you have a corrupt boss who won't stop laying into you for whatever it is, but you stay there because of the money. You get paid to deal with psychological torture. You become a slave to currency. They didn't remove shackles from anybody. They put shackles on everybody. What happens if you don't pay taxes? Arrested. Why? Well, what if you don't buy anything? How do you not buy anything? Oh yeah, because every single one of our needs has to be bought, right? Why? Nobody can come up with a straight answer as to why currency is such a massive deal and why it's controlling everybody's life. When did we allow this? Who allowed this? America was supposed to be the land of the free and home of the brave, but I see no freedom because nobody is brave. What's the point? Sure, I'm only one man, but I don't give a shit. I'm going to change this world. For you or for me. I don't care anymore. Money is of no object, and luxuries should not exist until no one is hungry. If you can't feed everybody, then you shouldn't have any power at all. Because we had the opportunity, and we've had the resources to do this for hundreds of years. We've had the resources to take care of everybody in the world. As the population grows, so does agriculture. How do we not have enough food for everybody? Oh, is it because they're too poor? We're letting them starve because they're too poor. We're letting We are literally just standing by and watching these fucking countries starve themselves to death just so we can go in, steal their fucking land for more oil and money. For what? For what? For what? I won't see a fucking dime of that. I'm not getting blamed for it. No, I want to go save them. I want them to get their food. I want them to get their water. What happened to that? Governments gave up. They gave up on us. So why don't we give up on them? Let's give up on the government. They don't control us. They don't. Because last time I checked, we have a bigger populace in America than they do in their military. It's only a matter of time, politicians. Before the world no longer needs you. When will you give it up? Or are you going to be too stubborn to do so? Too self-centered? Too hard-headed? So you might think all of this is out of hatred, but no. In fact, I love all my fellow man. All of mankind. I hate nobody. Because to hate somebody means I have to care about them. I hate nobody. I apologize for going on to a tangent and ranting a little too long. It's going to be another long video, I apologize. However, I hope what I have said today sticks with you and something gets done. The world is ready for a change. Politicians, are you going to be that change? Or are you going to be selfish too?